If you clicked on this video because you know deep in your heart that you are meant for something more, that you have a bigger purpose that you haven't quite figured out yet, I just want to tell you that there is a reason you clicked on this video. If the title of this video caught your eye and you're like, yes, this is me, this is how I feel, what does she have to say? I need you to listen to this video as if God is talking to you himself. Because here's the thing, a few years ago, I knew deep in my heart that I had a bigger purpose, that I had this big mission, but I had no idea what it was. I would remember receiving little clues or glimpses and little feelings that it felt like I was almost touching it and I was on the edge of the purpose. But for a few years, me knowing this, the way that I handled it is I was constantly trying new things. I was constantly listening to different podcasts and different books, and I was just on this journey of learning and educating myself and consuming so much knowledge and information because it felt like I had to hurry and really learn what is my purpose. I know that I'm called for something bigger. I can feel it, but I'm just like, I don't know what it is. And I continued on that journey for a good three and a half years of just trying to figure it out. And after a while, the way that it started to feel for me was like I was throwing spaghetti at the wall, just seeing what would stick, just seeing if something would be revealed to me, just seeing if something would work. I was trying different businesses at this time, so I was constantly doing what all of the gurus and the experts were saying to do, hoping that something would finally land for me. And it felt like nothing would. Yes, there would be moments where I could feel like I was close, or I would feel really in my flow with what I was doing, and it felt so natural for me. But again, it didn't feel like I was actually making the impact that I wanted to make. And I just knew deep in my soul that I'm here to make a big impact. But how do I do that? How do I get in front of those people that I'm meant to impact? And it wasn't until around 2024 that I finally paused because it felt like I had exhausted everything. I had exhausted all efforts and all avenues that I felt like I could explore, and nothing felt like it was working. And I remember hitting a point in my life where I was just really questioning if I really did have a purpose, and maybe there was actually something wrong with me. Because I remember in 2020, I had completely ditched the path or the plan that I had given myself for my career. And in 2020, there was this moment for me where I was like, I don't think this is it. I don't know what is it, but I don't think that this is it. It actually feels like there's something more that I'm meant to explore. And I held on to that feeling for a good 3.5 years. But by the time I was approaching 2024, I started to question if that feeling was more so me avoiding going down like an actual career and working a 9 to 5, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, because for a lot of people that is where their purpose lies, is in their 9 to 5 job, or is in working in a specific corporate setting, and they fulfill their purpose that way. But I just remember having so much resistance with corporate and just working for other people. It felt so unaligned with my essence. But obviously, you can't just do nothing and not make any money. And so I was exploring different things in my career. And in 2023, close to 2024, I remember just thinking to myself, do I have it all wrong? Am I just avoiding doing a job because I don't want to? And am I lazy? Am I the person that all of the um a lot of older generations are complaining about the younger generations. Oh, they don't want to work. They don't want to work. At least that's what I've heard before. And I was like, am I the problem? Am I really like lazy? And do I just not want to work? And I can just remember going down this spiral of like, am I ever going to figure this out? Or am I just going to continue running around in circles, not ever actually making any distance and figuring what I really truly am meant to be doing. And here's why I share this, because maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you feel like you have been trying all of the different things and exploring, and maybe you've been putting in the work with a business and it seems like nothing is coming to fruition. I want you to know that you have only scratched the surface. You think that maybe this isn't what you thought it was, or maybe you're questioning your ability to serve out your purpose. I promise you that if you have that feeling in your heart that you're meant to make impact, it is there for a reason. God would not place that desire on your heart if it wasn't something that was encoded specifically for you. And I just need you to sit with that feeling for a moment, because I had this moment in 2024 where I had this deep conversation with God, and this is what came through for me is you've only scratched the surface of your potential. You've only scratched the surface. And when I really sat with that feeling, it gave me so much calmness in my body, and it gave me clarity in its own way, because I had really gotten to a point where I was starting to really question everything and question if I really had any purpose, and maybe it was just all in my head and maybe I would never actually discover it. And in that moment, feeling that reminder that you've not only scratched the surface of your potential, but you're also on the right path, and to keep going. Keep going. That is my message for you, is if you are feeling blocked or that you haven't fully untapped what you're meant to be doing, but you know you still have that feeling within you, I need you to know that you are on the verge of your breakthrough. If you found this video, it is for a reason. You are on the verge of your breakthrough, of tapping into and activating your divine purpose. Again, you would not have that purpose, that feeling in your heart, if it wasn't meant for you. And if you're anything like me, you are relentless. You are relentless. You are ambitious. You are driven. And you will continue going on your journey to find it until you do. That is how relentless you are. And I promise you, if you keep going, you will find the answers. And oftentimes, the answers are actually right in front of you. Yes, they're right in front of you. But what often happens for so many women, and this is what happened for me, is we are still holding on to old identities. We're still holding on to old beliefs and old narratives, and that is what is blocking the answers from being revealed to you. Because here's the thing, you know you have a big mission and purpose, you know it. But in order to be and activate that, you have to be a certain identity. You have to show up as a certain version of yourself. And when your subconscious is still holding on to old identities, old narratives, old beliefs, they cannot coexist. God is asking you to release the lies and release the beliefs that you have adopted as your truth, as your holy grail. The thing is that these beliefs, these negative ideas or negative narratives that are living inside you, that are living inside your head, that are living inside your body, you cannot bring those with you into your purpose. You can't bring them. They cannot coexist. And once you learn how to release those parts of yourself, release the negative, release the doubt, the self-doubt, release the lack of confidence, release the scarcity mindset. It creates space for your new identity to come in. When you can create that space by releasing that version of you, the answers will become so clear. Your intuition will skyrocket because your intuition is constantly trying to be shown to you, is constantly trying to deliver you messages, but it's almost like there's this static within your field. There's this static, and that's the negative energy. That's the negative beliefs that you are still allowing to live within you, and it's blocking your divine intuition. Your divine intuition shows you how to activate your purpose more and more and more. And that can't coexist with the part of you that second guess your intuition. That can't coexist. God doesn't give you and help you activate your purpose until you are actually ready. And until you are actually ready, you are going to continue being delivered the lessons, the experiences that constantly are showing you over and over and over again the parts of yourself that you need to release and to heal. If you feel like you're spinning around in circles, it's because you're not seeing the lessons. And I know that that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard truth to accept, but this is what I realized I was doing is I was spinning around in circles, going through the same lessons over and over and over again because I was too afraid to face the parts of myself that can't coexist with my purpose being activated. And until I surrendered to that and allowed myself to go deep in my healing journey and face the parts of myself, the parts of myself that was holding on to shame and to fear and to self-doubt, until I was willing to face that, my purpose was always going to be a couple of steps ahead of me that I couldn't fully reach. Yes, I may have touched it and I may have felt a glimpse of it or noticed a clue that it gave me, and that kept me going. That's that relentlessness in you. It keeps you going. But until you're willing to face the parts of yourself that God needs you to overcome, your purpose can't fully activate. Because think about it, if you have a really big purpose, which I believe every single one of you do, if you're watching this video, you have a big purpose, whether you realize it or not. And through having a big purpose, we have specific people that we are meant to help. There's specific people walking around on this planet that can only be helped by you, by your unique gift and abilities. And they're waiting. They're waiting. They're ready for you. But they can't be delivered to you by God until you are equipped to help and serve them. Because if they come to you before you're ready, then they don't receive the help that they needed. It's almost like it was a waste. And why would God waste your gifts and your purpose before you're ready? He's not going to waste that. He's preparing you, and understand that the answers are laying right in front of you. That's the hardest part of all of this, is that the answers are always right in front of you. And that's why you have to be willing to do the inner work. God isn't messing around anymore with people with big purposes and missions, and there's more and more people every single day that have it. You are a unique piece of the puzzle on this planet. You serve a unique purpose. I promise you, you do. But you are like still in refinement mode. You can't fit into your piece of the puzzle until you've refined those parts of you that can't fit in that piece. So you need to understand that you are being called to do the deeper work. God doesn't give big purposes to people who get it easy. It's not easy to walk this path, but you're more than capable of doing it. And again, the answers are right in front of you. This is what I realized in 2024 and when I just fully surrendered to healing the parts of myself that could not exist with my purpose. And the way that I did this is I began doing somatic work. So, the reason I started doing somatic work is because it restored my connection with my body. Most women are living in this state of dysregulation because they're so disconnected from their body. Your body holds so much wisdom. Your body is how you connect with your intuition. Your body is how you connect with the divine and your divine purpose. Again, so much of the answers are right in front of you, and part of the answers are within you. So you need to restore that connection with your body. And in order to do that, that requires to release the negative emotions, the negative frequencies, the negative energy that your body is still holding on to. And through somatic work, that is how you can begin to release that. And it automatically will create space to reconnect back with the body and reconnect back to your divine wisdom. You'll be surprised how quickly you'll start activating your purpose when you just reconnect back with your body. And the other thing that I did was I started to rewire my brain. So I started working in identifying the subconscious beliefs that I was carrying about myself, about what I believed was possible for me, what I believed I was worthy and deserving of. I got really, really clear on what beliefs did I learn that can no longer coexist with this new identity and this new version of me that is activating. Because the version of me who's activated in her purpose does not question her worth. She doesn't question if she deserves abundance and love and all of the things that she desires. She doesn't question her capabilities of being able to serve others. She doesn't question God's trust in her to serve the planet. She doesn't question that. She poses a different identity than some of these subconscious beliefs that I had about myself. And I had to really work with them and reprogram them, rewire them to match that version of me that could hold my purpose. So that was one of the other things that I did as well. And then through all of that, I started embodying that version of me. And when you do that, your energy starts to shift. Your energy and your field starts to clean and clear up a lot of the negative energy, a lot of the blocks that maybe you've been dealing with for years. It all starts to clear up, and your direct line of communication with source, with your higher self, with your soul essence, it really starts to strengthen, and that's how your purpose begins to activate. Now, I have a free training. If this is something you want to explore more into, I have a free training called the Identity Recalibration. And this walks you through step by step how I did this and how I continue to do this and how I help my clients do this. It's basically a rinse and repeat. Anytime you hit a wall, a block, a trigger in your life, you use this step by step process to move through it. It reveals to you the beliefs and the old identities, the negative identities that you are still holding on to. It helps you reveal what is right in front of you, and it walks you through how to release and let it go so you can continue to clear out more space for your purpose and your divine essence. So I will be sure to link that below if that is something that you are interested in doing. And if you are wanting to take this a step further, I have a 6-week program that walks you through in depth the inner work that you need to do that will change your life. It will shift things so fast. I will link that below, and I'll also include a promo code if you want to do that program and really have the guidance in your inner work journey. This is exactly what I did in 2024. I didn't realize that this was God guiding me in my own experience so that I would have a framework to teach other women moving forward. but I've tested this out with countless women, and their life changes once they start this program. Their reality begins to shift. Their connection to their body, to their soul, to source starts to strengthen so fast when they do the work that I teach inside this program. So I will link both of those below. And if you liked this content, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, because this is the channel where I help you activate your purpose, where I help and guide you to heal the old identities, the negative beliefs and narratives that can no longer go with you in this new version of yourself. This is the channel to follow. So be sure to subscribe and check out some of the other videos to help you move through your purpose.